Hi guys, my name is Sandy. I'm a homeschooling mom to 2 boys. I'm going to be talking about a curriculum that my 7th grader is using this year. This is our 6th year homeschooling and we've never used a dedicated writing curriculum before. I thought I would, use one with him before he got to high school so he could be more confident with his writing. He's using Wordsmith. We're almost done with the school year and he's almost done with Wordsmith. So here is a quick little review on it. Let's get started. Here is the Wordsmith program. I purchased this from Common Sense Press. There is a student workbook, and the students have to write in this. So if you're doing this with multiple students, you need to get multiple books. And then there is a teacher guide as well. I don't really use the teacher guide too much, and I think I could have done without it, but I'm sure it's very, very useful for the way that other parents teach their children. This is not a standalone curriculum. You definitely still need grammar, and you would need a literature to go along with this. It does state in the Wordsmith book that your student is expected to be really good with grammar when going into this. It's meant for 6th to 9th grade. I'm using it with my 7th grader, and we're almost finished with it. Let me give you a look into these books. So the book is just over 100 pages long. And I'm not sure how many lessons there are, but we started this in about January, and he's working through 1 lesson a day, and we're going to be finishing by the end of the year. So I would say it's maybe a half a year course if you go through it really quick, or you can just drag it out the whole year and maybe do 2 or 3 lessons a week. Alright, so here's the inside of it. And the lessons take anywhere from like 10 minutes to maybe 20 minutes if they're doing a writing assignment to go with it. And this is all creative writing. This is not like essays and research papers or anything. So it starts off, it says nouns, verbs, adverbs. It starts off with a little bit of grammar, but they're supposed to know grammar when going into this already. And mainly it talks about switching out all of these words to make them more interesting in your creative writing. It starts off with words in the beginning. And then it gets into sentences and moving around the sentence structure and switching out words to make it sound more interesting. And then after that it gets into paragraphs, and at the end you have to write a 2-page creative writing story. My son would do a lot of the stories typing, so some of these are pretty empty. And let me show you how it works for the daily lessons. Each section is marked. There's part 1, and there's 3 parts to it. You've got usually a little introduction to each part. This is 1.0. And then there's each section, which this would be one lesson, 1A. We would do that in 1 day. And then I would move into the 1B for the next day. And 1C for the day after that. That's how I was using it. And here's another section. This is when you get into more sentences, switching around words to make them sound better. This is when you're more into writing a short paragraph story. He chose to write one on a petting zoo. There's these charts to help organize your thoughts. And then it goes into revising over here. It's the order of doing things for writing your creative writing assignment. And then over here, this is towards the end of the course. They write a 2-page creative writing story. It goes into revising. It says how to handle writer's block. And this is the very end of it. You're going to refer to this for certain assignments. That's proofreading, how to revise. There's a checklist for revising. And there's a verb list when they need help finding verbs if they don't want to look it up or pull out a thesaurus. So this is the teacher's guide. I haven't really been using this too much, but this is the inside of it. It goes into a little introduction in the beginning. And this is broken by day. So if you need to know how to schedule this, if you're not good at scheduling things yourself, it says it's for 36 weeks. And this is the plan if you want to stretch it out for 36 weeks, which is the whole school year. It says Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Thursday, and then this is week 2. Each day just has a little bit written down for like extra work if you want to go into extra. And that's pretty much it for the teacher's guide. It talks about further diagramming if you want your children to diagram certain things. I don't really like sentence diagramming, so we didn't do that part. Here's for week 25, same thing. And there really aren't any answer keys in here because it is a creative writing course. I also purchased this from Common Sense Press. It's the Great Editing Adventure. It's a little bit like Fix-It Grammar. I'm using it slightly different than this is meant to be. It does have a separate workbook for the student to actually write the sentences down in, but I've gotten rid of that because he types everything up and I didn't really need it. This does go into grammar and I really like it. I'm using it for sentence dictation daily. So every day there's a sentence that they need to correct, and then this is the correct way to do it. And then on the side, it goes into different concepts. I read all of these to him every day so he understands them. How I use it differently is I just say the sentence out loud to him and he types it up, and then he corrects anything that he makes for errors. I don't give him the sentence with errors to start off with. This whole program, I'm using it alongside Easy Peasy Language Arts, which is a full language arts program. This one doesn't take very long. This probably takes about 3 minutes to do. This is some days 10 minutes, some days 20 minutes, if there's a writing assignment. And the Easy Peasy will take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes a day, so he finishes everything in less than 30 minutes. And of course, we do have a separate literature that we use with this. He likes this, and I'm really, really thankful that I used a writing curriculum with him. I feel like he's going to be so prepared when he has to do any writing in high school. I've also gotten the Wordsmith Craftsman. It was, all of these were like a really low price, so I thought I'm going to purchase this and look through it. And I was planning on using it next year with him for 8th grade, but I did find something else I'm going to be using. I think I'm going to save this for 9th grade because it does list it for grades 9 to 12. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Bye!